easy go.
Woohoo! Welcome back, Buc Bros. The season has ended, and the Buccaneers grabbed the 2 seed on a wild finish to the regular season. Guys, welcome back. And what a weekend it was. It seemed everything that we needed to go our way went our way. How did it go for you guys?
Woo! Yeah! What a weekend. Bucs grabbed the 2 seed. Broadcasters, I am so pumped for this upcoming playoff game. How about you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, tied for the best record in the NFL, getting that number 2 seed, winning the division for the first time in years. I mean, this was a season to remember.
Yeah, great way to end the season. Everything we wanted or hoped would happen happened. Get the 2 seed, franchise record and wins. It's a great way to cap it off. Good season.
Yeah, it was a great weekend to finish up on, and really just a great season in general. 13 wins, the most in franchise history, as we stated last weekend. Really a great season, and as we look back on it now that it's over, any fond memories, any highlights of the year that pin out to you guys in your mind for that encapsulate the season for you guys?
Well, first and foremost, 13 wins. That's a franchise record. That in itself, an amazing accomplishment. I think, obviously the things I'm going to remember most fondly are some of those game-winning drives. For 20 years, we've seen Tom Brady do that in a Patriots jersey. And if you weren't a Patriots fan, it just, is cringeworthy to watch him operate the 2-minute offense to perfection, come out with the win somehow, some way. But here at a Bucs uniform now in the second year, what a season he had, from the opening Dallas game, the game against the Bills in overtime, the Jets game. I mean, it's crazy to say the Jets game, but the Jets drive. Tom Brady played like the GOAT and put up some MVP stats along the way. I mean, over 5,000 yards, over 40 touchdowns, broke his own single season record for Tampa Bay Buccaneers that he set last season with 43 tutties on the year. And then some impressive numbers by some other, players as well. Mike Evans, 8th season in a row with over 1,000 yards receiving. Gronk put up 3 games of 100 yards, which set the NFL record. So a lot of accomplishments along the way. And here we sit at the 2 seed. This is in the old playoff format, we'd be talking about having a nice first round bye. But unfortunately, with the new setup, we're playing the 7th seed Eagles going into this week. But yeah, what a season. One to remember.
Yeah, I mean, the most memorable thing for me is the fact that almost every game we played, including the preseason, had value. I mean, we got to play the Titans and the Bengals early in the preseason, which gives us a look ahead to 2 teams we could potentially face in the Super Bowl. We got to face off against the Rams. We got to face off against the Patriots, the Eagles, obviously, who we're going up again against this Sunday. That to me, we also got to beat the Bills. We got everybody lined up. The only team we haven't had a chance to face that we could potentially face going down the road is really just going to be the Chiefs, and we just came off spanking them in the Super Bowl. So, the memorable thing for me was we got impressive wins this season, and we looked good doing it. A lot of times as Bucs fans, we would get wins, but they would be fluky. You go out and beat the Rams 54 points or something outrageous in a season where you're going to lose the majority of your games. I hated that feeling of never knowing we were going to win, and all season long we got impressive, comfortable wins, and that was fun. It was fun to enjoy the season. It was fun to feel like we deserved to go to the playoffs the whole season, and it was just a different feeling as a Bucs fan, to kind of enjoy it the whole time. You never had to drink your way through a game. I never looked at my heart rate on my Fitbit and went, oh my God, I must have been watching a Bucs game all day yesterday because I was stressed out of my mind. I just didn't get any of that, that I was used to in years past. This was just a fun season, every game.
Yeah. If I had to pick a moment to encapsulate the season, For me, I would go with Vita Vea getting his tooth knocked out, but smiling through it, bloody gums, didn't care, having a good time. There were frustrating moments of the season, um, questionable calls, some frustrating play calling, some weird moments, but just smiled through it, had a good time, you know, pretty happy. 13 wins. I mean, that's pretty great. So I'll lose a tooth for that. Not actually, but for the analogy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only downside to this season is again we got swept by the Saints and that Sunday night disaster of a game. I mean, I know John, you said there were some, mostly comfortable wins. That probably was one of the worst games I've ever watched a Buccaneers team play, regardless of whether or not Tom Brady was on the team. But the silver lining there is every time we won the Super Bowl, we got swept by the Saints. So check that box on our way to another Super Bowl run.
They don't hand out banners for beating the Bucs twice in the season. They just don't. They don't hang them. Outside of memes, they don't hang those banners up. So, the Saints can eat all the fill up on them W's, man. Go back in your little and have those Super Bowl looking parties in your locker room right before you lose 5 games in a row or whatever trash they did. That look, y'all, they were bounty gating people and they just glossed over that. They were allowed to keep their cheating coach and their cheating way of life. And I don't want to hear about the Saints. We're going to the playoffs. Saints are at home right now. You know what the Saints are doing? Nothing. The only person getting work right now is Drew Brees, and he gets to call some games. I don't want to hear nothing about the Saints. No more. They can try again next year to make the playoffs, and they can talk about how they beat the Bucs. But where are they in the postseason? They're not. And it is a big thing, like Bryce said about Brady coming here and getting to watch him play. Brady has almost as many wins in these 2 seasons as we've had in the 4 seasons prior to his arrival, which is just crazy. We're relevant again, and we've been relevant for a while now. In back-to-back winning seasons, is just super fun to watch, and I hope it continues. I hope we're able in the offseason to lock up some players, bring Chris Godwin back, extend some guys, and keep Brady around for a while. I don't know what we got to do, preserve him in pickle juice or something, but we need to keep him because I don't want to get off this ride. I want to see what we can do again next year.
Yeah, it's been a great season. And for me, it's been, it's kind of like what we saw in the end there with people getting their incentives. I'm wearing Mike getting his 1,000-yard season again for the 8th time in a row, only knows 1,000-yard seasons. This is a team that it set some goals and it did what it wanted to do. It wanted to win the NFC South, got it accomplished. It won 13 franchise wins. It got everybody incentives. It seems like a team that's built to accomplish, what it's set its mind to do. And so hopefully going into the postseason here, the mindset is win a Super Bowl yet again and run it back. And hopefully what I saw in the season, which is we have the will to do what we want to, that continues this postseason. So I wanted to shift the focus now and look ahead towards the Eagles. They come in at 9-7 as the 7th seed, but on a bit of a heater. I think they've won maybe 4 straight, I want to say, heading in. I'm sorry.
They got destroyed in their last game
by Dallas.
But they didn't play any starters, so I mean.
Yeah, true. And they're 9-8, by the way.
9-8. You're
well,
right.
If you don't count the last game.
7, 9-8. Just start that back. Yeah. We face the Eagles 9-8 after a tough loss, a pretty big loss against Dallas. So as we look ahead, guys, I think they're quite a good running team. We have a good running defense, but it's been a little susceptible, especially in the absence of Levante David. How do we look as we match up against the Eagles on Sunday?
I have a soft spot in my heart for watching the Bucs beat the Eagles. We shut down the vet. I remember Matt Bryant hitting 62-yard field goals, just pick sixes. I love beating the Eagles when it matters. And something tells me Sunday is going to be another one of those storied, traditional Bucs whoopings that we put on the Eagles, and I'm super looking forward to it. Yeah, you can write off this last game of the season where they got pounded out by the Cowboys, but the Cowboys also beat them 41-21 earlier in the season. So nothing really shows me that they've really, changed a lot as a team or they have a lot going for them. I take Brady at home every day of the week in the playoffs. That's an easy call. And a team we've already beat once this season, we know what to expect with them. We know what we're looking for. We're getting JPP back. We're getting Shaq Barrett back. Jamel Dean's coming back this week. We even get Lombardi Lenny back. I don't think there's any reason we don't put this team away and roll our way into the divisional round.
Yeah, no, good point, John. The Eagles, I think, only won one game against a team with a winning percentage, and that was against the Saints. Coincidentally, why the Saints are sitting at home instead of playing in the playoffs. But really, yeah, it's, the key matchup here is Philly's run game versus our run defense. Philly has the number one running offense in the league this season. And for the majority of the season, we had a top 3, top 2 run defense, as you had pointed out, Ryan, and has been susceptible the last couple of weeks. And that really is due to the Levante David, I think, being out. He is just such a calming presence in the linebacker core, and he really works well with Devin White. He's, when Levante's out there, he's the one who's, they got to account for both of them, right? You can't just send your best, the guard or the tackle to pull around to block one or just Devin White when he's out there, right? I think that's why you probably see Devin White struggling a little bit these past few games. He's getting blocked a lot, and he's trying to overcompensate for the lack of Levante being out there. He can play better for sure. That being said, so hopefully Levante will be back for this game, but I'm with John. I really don't think the Bucs are, going. Let me rephrase. I don't think the Eagles are really going to put up much of an issue for the Bucs in this game. Tom Brady at home in the playoffs. That's as much of an advantage as you can possibly have when it comes playoff time. I guess we'll see if the home crowd is pro Bucs. I hope it is. I don't want to see a lot of green jerseys out there. But yeah, I think we win this one comfortably and march our way into the divisional round.
A little bit of a revenge game too, right? For Brady, last time he played the Eagles, it was a loss in the Super Bowl. So I got to think he remembers that. It's Brady in the postseason at home. I don't see how you can't get up for that. That's kind of everything you'd want, right? Get the goat at home against a team that 9-8. Their last game of the season was obviously not a meaningful one. It's like they took it off. So, we'll have the advantage of being focused. Brady didn't want to come out in a game against, Carolina that was wrapped up early. He's clearly focused. I think that is, an infectious thing to have on the team, a focused, hyped up Brady. I don't know if I want to call it a route ahead of time. I don't want to put any of that juju out there. I'm looking for a steady win. We played them last time. We kind of won the game in the first half and then just coasted. They came back and got a late cover, but really the game wasn't ever in doubt. So I'm okay with that. Same thing happening again. I like winning games in the first half, and hopefully we can get the same kind of result. Just no stress. I just like a nice, easy, comfortable game against an inferior opponent and start, the train going.
As nice as that sounds, I don't know if you can get anything stress-free when it comes to Super Wild Card weekend. There are 6 games slated, and we thought we were going to have it nice and easy against Washington last time. At least I did, and that game turned out to be, sweating bullets at the end there. So let's not take the Eagles for granted. And in all regards, we should have this win wrapped up, but make sure we're focused out there and get it done.
You're not wrong, Ryan. But we did win that game.
True.
It was close, but we did go out there and get the W, which is at the end of the day all you really want.
That's true. I guess my point was more, it was not without stress.
Yeah, and I also, this game's going to be at home. You're not on the road, right? I know there were no fans last year in the stands for, the majority of the playoffs. or limited for that matter, I guess. But I think the home crowd will make a difference here, and not having to travel, kind of being comfortable. The Eagles are kind of the only question I think to that point is the Eagles are playing with house money, right? They're expected to lose, so the pressure is more on the Bucs to kind of continue their run for a repeat of the Super Bowl. But again, the X factor, and it always will be, is you got Tom Brady, and Tom Brady is just the man doesn't lose, especially come postseason time. So I really do think maybe a closer game than we anticipate, but a comfortable enough win onto the divisional round.
We beat them without Levante David last time.
Was he out for the Philly game?
Yes, he was, as was Anton Winfield Jr., Jason Pierre-Paul, Ryan Jensen was out, Rob Gronkowski was out. So we beat them last time. We held their running game to 100 yards without Levante David, without JPP before. So I really think I have it in us to get. I think we're overthinking this game. We're overplaying some of the injuries, because we did have some injuries on defense earlier in the season, and that was definitely the case. Back in week 6, and so I think we can do it again, and we got some of those pieces back that we didn't have then. We get JPP back. Ryan Jensen's obviously healthy. Gronk is healthy. We will have Anton Winfield Jr., who's been looking great lately. Jamel Dean will play this week, but Levante David probably will remain out. Hopefully he does play, but even if he doesn't, we know we can get a win against Philadelphia in that situation.
Yeah, it almost took like a Herculean effort by Taylor Heineke last season to, even make the game competitive, right? I mean, that one play where he's running around and dodges, 3 defenders from a sack and dives into the end zone. I mean, hell of a play, but how many of those plays do you anticipate? I mean, Jalen Hurts is an athletic guy, but I don't see him, if it takes that play just to make it competitive, your team should win 99% of the time.
I'm paying. Yeah, no, I'm serious. I'm taking that bet. I'll put my money where my mouth is. We'll get some Bucs bets going, but I'm thinking Bucs not only win but cover. I'm taking the over. Bucs win all day long.
Yeah, let's put our money where our mouth is. What are the Bucs bets this week?
Well, if you're wondering,
no unders. No unders.
The line is 8.5. So 8.5. It was 6.5 when we played them. That was a Thursday night game, right? It was 6.5 at the link. We come home. It's 8.5. That's probably right. I'm not really worried about that. The total is 49. So I actually like the over. The Eagles are like top 5 in overs anyhow, and they're involved. That might be inflated by that game that week 18 where they gave up 50 or whatever. So, but still, I mean, I like the over. 8.5's a lot to cover. I like the bravado though. I mean, you could juice it up, right? You could do like an alternate line, take Bucks by 20 or whatever. But
Bucs by 15.
Yeah, there was someone I saw on TikTok who took, when the Cowboys blew someone out, he moved it all the way down to like Cowboys minus 30, and they blew someone out, and he had a big payday on it. But for Bucs bets though, we do have the over. We have total points for the Bucs over 29.5. I mean, we're all gas, no breaks is the idea. First half points for the Bucs over 14.5. So we're going for points.
Hey, the Bucs at home have averaged over 31 a game, so that's a solid bet.
Yep, 29.5 is like normally right where they keep it. 29.5, 30.5, something like that.
And the Eagles have given up more than 36 times this season.
That's what I'm saying. It's the Eagles. Woo!
Yeah.
The Dirty Birds.
I will say though, as a setting aside for Bucs bets, I'm gonna go ahead and put the Super Bowl bet down for the Bucs as well. So a double dip, winning the NFC and winning the Super Bowl. So that's plus 750 for the Super Bowl and plus like 450, I think, for the NFC. So
I'm taking it.
Do it.
I'm
You
sending you
gotta
the
get in
money.
early. Every round, if you win a game, the odds only get worse. So
All right, I'm
Let me
sending you
ask
the
you
money tonight.
yeah.
real quick before we depart on this episode, since we're talking about it. You got us winning the Super Bowl. Who do you guys have us winning against in the Super Bowl from the AFC side?
I mean, I can say because I've got a bet on it. The Bengals. I have the Bengals in the Super Bowl against the Bucks. I like Joey Burr a lot. So, I mean, not LSU
Burr.
version of him, but this new iteration I like.
Yeah, as much as a New England Tampa Bay Super Bowl would be a juicy storyline, I see us. I see a rematch. Chiefs, Bucks, round 2. Bucks put it down again. Super Bowl 57 winners, or 56, 56.
All right, well, let's get them both.
Chiefs 2.
And 57.
Electric Boogaloo.
Go for the 3-peat. That's the real
after.
forward bet. I'm gonna go ahead and bet that we're gonna win the next Super Bowl.
What are the lines on Super Bowl 57?
You got to make them yourself. I don't think they're there. Bryce just overlooking Ben Roethlisberger in his farewell season, though. Come on, man.
Yeah, this isn't a lonely girl in a bathroom. You can have your buddy's corner for you. He's not getting the W here. It's just not gonna happen.
Who you got, John?
I'm a big. I like the Bengals too. They really surprised me the last few weeks. But I think the Titans. They just have the power right now. There's the firepower to go out there and beat anybody in the AFC. If it came down to like a Titans Bengals AFC Championship, that would not surprise me. But right now, I think it's going to be Bucks Titans.
They get the king back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Everything runs through Tennessee. Let me propose something to you, gentlemen. The last time John Gruden left the Raiders went to the Super Bowl. This season, John Gruden leaves the Raiders. Bucks beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl after a tremendous run by them. We get a little rematch of Super Bowl 37 from 2002. I don't like the Raiders in the Super Bowl against us, but I would love to see him in there. That's who I got us facing against.
How would you feel as a Bucks fan if they bring in Marcus Mariota for a special package and he runs one down our throat for a touchdown in the Super Bowl after we skipped on drafting him and Jameis Winston's at home riding couch?
Wasn't his first pass attempt a touchdown against us, and Jameis's was a pick 6 in the same game? Like that's how they started.
Yeah.
He should
We were
retire if that
there.
happened.
Yeah. John and I were there yelling our asses.
God, have you ever felt buyer's remorse faster in your life than in that moment? Jesus.
I do want to say, I remember being there at that Falcons game years ago, and I thought we had kicked the winning field goal, and it was totally not through the uprights. But this past game, Suckup slipped on that last field goal, and they fired off the cannon. So even the announcers sometimes think that those field goals are made. So I just want to point that out.
How good does it feel as a Bucks fan also to not be worried about kicking? Think about it. It's the Bucks in January. And
These
we're
are
not looking
famous
for a
last
kicker.
words. I don't want to. Let's not say that.
John's
Good
just
God.
nailing our coffin right now.
Oh man.
How nice is it? Just got the.
When's the last time we saw Tom throw 5 picks in the first half? You never see it.
I've seen him throw 4.
I seen him throw 3 picks in the second half of an NFC Championship game that we won.
True.
Yeah, that's right, man. The guy's unstoppable. He cheats. That's why I like him.
Not cheating when he's on your team. He's just trying hard.
It is not cheating when yeah, dude. I misinterpreted
You
the
ain't cheating,
rules.
you ain't trying.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you can do that.
That's yeah. So I mean, it is good to be a Bucks fan right now. I mean, it's something we get to enjoy, and I hope it continues for a few more weeks because I just bought a new couch. I want to buy a new TV, and I really want to throw a Super Bowl party and kick back and relax again while we dominate some AFC team that did no better.
Hell fucking yeah, man. Well, it's all coming up starting this weekend, Sunday at 1, Bucs versus the Eagles. Buc Bros, we're going to get live. We're going to get rowdy in Tampa Bay at Raymond James Stadium. Let's go, Bucs. I know I'm ready. I'm psyched. You guys are too. Can I get a woo? Woo!
Woo!
Woo! It went really well. What a great.
Woo! Woo!
Everybody's got to do it now.
Woo! Yeah, great weekend. just, God damn it. Well, first and foremost,
I mean-
13. Oh, sorry.
Go for it, bro. Go for it.
All right. Yeah, I think you
I
made
take
a great.
Bucs over the Eagles every time. Get out of here, Bryce. No, go for it, buddy. Go.
You go. I got next.
No, man.
Yeah, it's nice as that sounds. It's super wild card weekend. I don't know if there's any.
Brian, you were supposed to do another train noise there when I said train
woo!
going. Thank you. Thank you.
Great. All right.
Great.
Ric Flair, baby.
Right. Just saying. We can
Just
do
saying.
it. Just saying.
Woo!
You already here, Buc Bros. You don't have to worry about shit from the Eagles.